saying that the world changes soon. Can get a doobie on a plane, but there's Uzis in our schools. Every dude who touched a boob or a booty getting me too. What you expect from the kids who went to Hooters after school? We're all triggered and defensive. We're all racist and we're sexist. We all grew up watching South Park. How are we offended? Now being fat is beautiful. Name a thing that you can't do. Jumping jacks, run a mile, live past 42. Man, it used to be cool to just flip a bird to the system, and now it's trendy to be triggered and pretend you're a victim. It's my race, it's my weight, it's because I'm a Christian. I hate the internet and anyone who has an opinion. And everybody angry if you say white. Okay, fine. Pass me the brush and I'll paint my face to the shades right. Let's talk about abortion. Sorry, tell me how this works. Bacteria is life on Mars, but a heartbeat isn't life on Earth? Weird. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb. I'm a hater because I can't relate to gay pride. Call me homophobic because I don't want to date guys. K-tight. I, for one, am not surprised the world declined along the way. Give trophies to children for losing just because they decide to play. We exercise our right to vote and hate the politicians. Ay, this is a democracy. It's partly your decision. Ay, this is weird. Feels like this a different year. If I identify as a female, then when my balls and penis disappear. Children want a gender switch and hating men is feminist. Depression and anxiety are trendy. We're too sensitive. Invented 80 genders. Mad the world is not accepting it. Then gave them more attention than normal women and men can get. What a contradiction. Being human is so tragic. Focus on minorities, ignoring all the masses. Hallelujah, everyone. Activism saved the planet. No more plastic straws and paper, just paper straws wrapped in plastic. Congratulations. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb. Look, I get it, it's like the world is going crazy. Seems like a school shooting happens almost daily. The racism, rape culture, hatred that we're facing is way too ingrained for our hashtags to change it. We've become so lazy and complacent, afraid of our generation. We think activism's Instagramming memes and complaining. It's a problem when there's actually actions you could be taking, but you're triggered, so you just cry like a baby. Y'all so stupid. Why are y'all so stupid? Get better problems, I swear to God that y'all want them. Y'all so dumb. People so stupid. People so dumb. People so boo-hoo, wah, wah, wah. Get better issues, we're gonna run out of tissues. It's so dumb.
We on?
Really?
I mean, I know it's 4, but why'd you hand it to me?
Because I gave it to you, motherfucker. What's wrong with that? We on?
Yep.
Fucking on.
You ungrateful sow!
What up, what up, what up? It's your boy Marco from Upside Down
Not a
Studios.
YouTube rapper,
What
come
the
on, give me
fuck
credit.
was it? As you can hear already, it's already started.
It's
all
on.
I am joined here by motherfucking Big Joyce.
Hey, what's up?
We got big. I ain't gonna call you Big Joyce.
I would prefer you not.
I was about to say
Big
Sniz,
what?
but then you came in, so it kind of just mushed together, and it sounded very derogatory. So,
I mean,
no,
I'm a
seriously.
big girl, but you don't call me Big Joyce.
No,
That's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
Let that go.
I'd call you Big Joyce if he was like 90 pounds.
Right. You don't call me tiny neither.
All right, we got Big Sniz in the house.
Suck!
We got Lil Sniz in the house.
What up?
Boy, take the dick out your mouth. Make yourself heard.
He's got it.
What's up, everybody? Was that better?
There you
Yeah,
go.
it's a lot better now. It looked like you put the dick really in your mouth that time. And we're on the ones and twos. We got Greg in the house.
What up,
Threes and
y'all?
fours, don't make the joke.
Shut.
You shut up. I'm on one
All
tonight.
right, so to start
We
this
know,
shit off,
crybaby head.
shout out to all our new listeners, all our new followers. Shout out to the Lil Yellow Bus. Check that shit out. He got some new things going on there. If you don't know, you gotta ask somebody. Shout out to Don Cody. I don't know if anybody can you pick up your lung.
No.
I think it hit my foot and bounced. I don't know.
I
It's just crazy.
We over here playing.
Hacky sack. I had you.
Hacky lung.
That's it. I missed the hack. All right. So,
Yeah, but he never misses the sack.
Hackies.
I don't know if anybody has checked out John Dante. He had a promotion going on.
Yeah.
Selling records. I got a couple of them. I figure I'm gonna keep one of them, and then sometime, hopefully, if this bullshit ever stops, we're gonna do a contest at one of these shows, or maybe even just here. And we'll use that as the prize. Sound good?
Sound good to me.
I thought it was a real cool idea. There isn't just John Dante. There isn't just John Dante and Dante's Inferno out there. If you go to the website, there's other bands that are doing this too. But that's our boy. We gotta look out for him. So of course, I got a couple of them. Don Cody out there doing some shit. Y'all better get a hold of him. Y'all trying to get some beats or some backgrounds or whatever, or even some knowledge. Y'all better get him before he becomes famous, and y'all can't.
Right.
Because he definitely doing things. He winning contests. He going all over the country safely. But he doing it. So check him the fuck out.
That's sad as shit you gotta say that now.
Yeah.
Does that mean he carries rubbers?
That ain't
Y'all
even
used to
safety
be.
anymore.
Yeah, that used to. Yeah, but
It used to be good enough.
yeah, it used to be good enough. Just a little earwax test and a rubber, you was good.
Shout out to the Eargasm guys. Check them out. I think we're gonna do that the open mic show this Friday. Well, after that we're gonna do we got a show, me, Spike, and Mike Copenhagen. It is called Area 50.9, just short of the truth. We're gonna be hitting on conspiracy theories and shit like that.
That's fine.
Well, actually, it was Mike, Spike, and the Spick, but, them being a little bit more professional, they're trying to shop it out to people, and it was like, we're white, we can't say Spick. I'm like, come on, man. But, okay, whatever. It was okay for me to make the jokes about nobody having German ovens, but can't say Spick. And, y'all look confused. Think about it. All the ovens that you've seen in
Two
houses, you see Kenmore's, you see Toshibas, you see Frigidaire's, you see Magic Chefs, you see all kind of. You don't never see Farfik Nookie. You don't ever see
Perfect nookie.
You don't ever see, and you would think they made the best ovens. They were the most efficient.
No, they were just the biggest. They looked like showers. Don't let them remodel your bathroom. Don't let a German contractor remodel your bathroom.
No. Here's the silly thing about that. we did look it up, and there are like two companies that make ovens, German ovens, and one oven is priced at $10,000, and the other.
How many
oven,
people can you put in that?
And the other oven was like $16,000. So just think about that. The only people that can afford to buy German ovens are the Jews.
And rappers.
Right.
Yeah, but they ain't cooking. They buying barbecues.
They ain't even buying barbecues. They DoorDash and everything.
That's it.
That's the thing now.
Hell yeah, nigga! I just spent $4,000 on DoorDash.
Yeah.
That sounds like what?
I just spent quadruple.
So yeah, check that out. That's gonna be at 9 o'clock on Friday. They got Random Tandem going on Saturday at 8 o'clock. Big Sniz is gonna be on that. They're gonna be talking finance finances is gonna be next Wednesday.
Right.
This coming up Saturday is gonna be the conventions opening back up and cosplays and shit like that.
Oh, I'm down. Like, I'm not big on those. Like, they're not part of
I've
my.
been to a couple. They're fun.
I have been. I've been to, and the ones I've been to, I've always had a good time, even if it was a convention, for a con for something that wasn't like my thing. Like, I wouldn't go to something I wouldn't enjoy, but you know what I mean? Not my thing. Like, but even those ones I've been to, they've always at least been a great time. The people there are always cool. I mean, I've always had a hell of a time.
Dude, I still got my
but
picture of me and Gwen
I can do
Stacy.
some damage at
Oh
some
my
cons
God.
now, man. You get me around some elves and shit. And
Dude, man, the last one I went
little
to,
bitty elf and,
me and Ricky, we were sitting talking, and he was having issues with his daughter, and he was like trying to figure out a way to bond with her or whatever. And he was like, I don't know what to do. I was like, well, just so happens the Comic-Con was downtown. Well, fuck, let's take her to the Comic-Con. That's anime, that's regular Marvel, that's all kind of shit there. Something for the kid to do, instead of sitting in the house trying to, figure out what the fuck to do. So I had, of course, I got all kind of costumes. My Thor costume fit Ricky perfect. He looked like Fat Thor, no lie, but just with a smile. And then I got a boy up the road that he usually has costumes and stuff. I picked up her Supergirl costume or whatever, and of course I had my Deadpool costume on. We went down there, dude. We got hammered first before we picked. Well, not while the kid was around, but we got hammered first, and then, dude, had a fucking blast. Like, I molested on a fucking security guard. Like,
I bet you did.
well,
No doubt in my mind.
the Deadpool outfit that I had, I got
What
2 or
happened
3
was-
of them. But the actual, the good one, my expensive one, I got too fat for. I tried to get into it, and I couldn't fucking get that motherfucker on. So I'm like, damn it. So I have another one that was a onesie that is like, it's pretty close. It looks good enough. And, but it's a onesie. So, A, it's hot as fuck, so I have to be just in underwear under there, if that. And B, no pockets. No pockets. So when you go through it, when you go in and out, they check your IDs and stuff. Well, I had my ID the first time, and I walked through it. All the same, all the same securities and shit. Paid my fee, showed the ID. I even showed him my face so he knew the fuck who I was, because I going to give Ricky my fucking ID. Fine. We went in, had a good time and shit. I took pictures on top of the Game of Thrones chair and shit. Apparently that was in a magazine. I don't know which one. Ricky got the Infinity Gauntlet on. His daughter got one on. I mean, blast.
Right.
We go back out to have a smoke. And same security guards. I even showed him my face again. Walked out, had a smoke, came back in. Need to see your ID. Now, by that time, I left all my shit inside the fucking car now.
Right.
I just got my credit card with me just in case I need to buy anything.
Right.
I'm like, dude, you saw you see me walk out. I even got the stamp on my hand. We have to see your ID. Really? Okay. So I wiped back out to the car, composed myself a little bit, meaning added some more drugs to the system.
I was saying, that means he got high.
Walked back in, and I put my ID in my drawers.
Drugs, not just for recreational use anymore.
And he said, I need to see your ID. I said, you're going to have to pat me down. I said, what? So you're going to have to pat me down. Because when I first went in there, you had to pat me down and pat me down. Well, I pulled the zipper down on the front of my onesie. I threw my leg up on top of the table. Touch me, pat me down. And I had my ID hanging out right here in my drawer.
You like cable guide him.
Oh, dude. Oh, dude. And I felt no embarrassment whatsoever, but that motherfucker looked like, man, his gun was hot and he stuck it in his pants. His face was so fucking red.
Wow.
No.
Me neither.
No. But, he was very unhappy and he didn't card me or any of that shit anymore.
Go ahead, asshole.
Yep, that was it. I barely had drawers under that thing, and it was hot as fuck down there. Shit, I unzipped that motherfucker. It was Deadpool stripping.
Hit him.
Hit him.
But and then what else
Payback's
stupid did I do in there? Oh, there was a girl. What?
You're saying hit you.
You
No.
can if you want to.
No.
No, I'm telling you, did Greg.
No.
Don't even start.
What I'm supposed
Turnabout's
to do?
fair play.
What I'm supposed to do?
What I supposed to do?
Dinner, motherfucker.
But
That
yeah,
shit
I
when
think
you're
the
off
best
road. That's
pictures
fruit.
that I got out of that, there was this girl. I don't know if you guys know who Gwen Stacy is, but she's Spider-Girl. Oh my God. This chick at fucking Comic-Con had the outfit, and it was real deal. And the fucker looked like it was painted on her. She looked just identical to Gwen Stacy, only an adult. And she was just loving up on me. Oh my God. It was like my Facebook picture for the longest time. Me with Gwen. I was trying to hold down a hard-on in a fucking onesie. Oh, Jesus.
You're a better man than me.
Well,
Well, no, I mean not
there was-
over her, but if in a onesie,
it was extracurriculars
I ended up
involved too,
clubbing
so it wasn't
myself.
that bad. So, but yeah, it was very. Oh my God, shit! I still got her pictures in my Facebook thing. And, I was with somebody at the time.
I'm sure you.
Oh, you got pictures of you and another girl on Facebook? That's Gwen Stacy. Fuck yeah! She didn't know who she was, but hey, I left it up there until I found a better picture.
And that's why I didn't last. She didn't know who the fuck that was.
I have to admit, she was my ex was one of them people. Like, she tried. I give her that every once in a while. She tried. She was all about MCU because that's what I mostly watch. So I forget where we were at. We were at Poe and Nikki's house, and Nikki started talking about the one Endgame or one of the movies or something. And Jackie was like, "Yeah, I liked it, but I couldn't understand why Batman wasn't in it. I didn't see Batman in it."
I feel it. I do it all the time. I do shit like that all the time. And Natalie goes,
to a real comic nerd, that was like saying nigger.
Yeah,
Yeah, but as an
You're
adult,
right.
I also understand that that's not everybody's big thing, but they try and. So like it's that to me, it's the effort I give a shit about.
all universe.
Well, I give her
Yeah.
credit for the effort, but I mean, you just pulled that out of left field in the middle of the fucking crowd of people. That was something you left for like maybe a 3 people conversation or 2 people conversation.
Well, you don't throw it out. Yeah, you do got pick. Yeah, you don't.
And it was like, I know this one. You're wrong.
It happens.
Natalie made fun of me forever because I didn't know the name of the damn fucking the computer on Iron Man.
Jarvis?
Yes.
Well, actually, it was first Jarvis, then it went to Edith. No, Edith was the third one. There was somebody in between Jarvis and Edith, and then one of them was going to be Jocasta. And that's the original wife of Ultron that went against him in the comics.
Well, what was it that I said? Remember she was so offended because I called it something else?
I don't remember what.
I don't remember what I called it. It was some other thing that had a computer that I called it that.
Apple?
No.
No, it wasn't that bad.
It's the Apple, that computer you talk
Computer.
to.
I'll find out. She's probably holding a grudge, so she'll remember.
Probably.
It happens sometimes.
It's whatever.
Well, shit, since we're talking about this, before we get into anything heavy, y'all seen any of the WandaVision?
Oh, haven't seen it yet.
I watched one
Did you?
episode.
Dude.
Chubby and Greg wanted to watch it. I watched
Oh,
one
don't be
episode.
one of them people.
I watched one episode.
I will be one of them people.
Hey, look, there's actually studies, and I heard about it on a Facebook thing, and I don't trust Facebook shit, so I did my own research. And there are studies. As the internet age and the age of streaming video got, more prevalent and more, mainstream, one of the main causes of breakups, aside from social media, is your significant other not fucking waiting to finish a series.
For breakups.
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy.
Yeah, and I almost experienced it over fucking Lost.
Oh, over Lost.
I
Not
didn't
even a good show.
First of all, the only reason why I used to watch that motherfucker was because my significant watched it. So
Yeah.
fuck it, she got the TV's in front of me. I got no choice. So I did follow it a little bit, but Bob and Tom, we were behind. Bob and Tom was fucking saying what happened, this and that, which was pretty much what I thought it was after the first fucking episode. And I assumed that everybody knew it was all over everything. So she comes home, and I was like, so how you feel about, everybody being dead? You motherfucker. Oh, my God. One of the biggest. Really? Really? I'll fucking smash this fucking Wii. Because that's how long ago it was. I was watching it on Wii. Netflix on Wii. I'll throw this fucking Wii against the goddamn wall. It wasn't even a good fucking show.
Which reminds me, Alias is around again. With Jennifer Garner.
That was a good show.
Yeah, see, I'm very...
Jennifer Garner's a cutie.
She got that nose.
It's real hard for me to stay with a series because I don't ever...
She's no
I can
Ziva.
binge watch something, but I can't watch something over and over. WandaVision, I've been actually sitting up Thursdays till 3 in the morning to watch the episode when it first
Really?
comes out. Yeah.
Wow.
That was I don't know why, but that was the thing about Ziva is she was beautiful, but she was believable as a badass too.
Such a nice ass. I mean, yes,
Yes.
she's a badass.
Ziva from NCIS.
See, yeah, that's another gay show I don't watch.
Oh, I love
watch
NCIS.
They watch it all the time. All the
Not
time.
anymore. We have so many shows we're watching right now, though.
Well,
I still watch one here and there
Well, my-
because I love NCIS.
Chicago Fire, we're on that right now.
When my daughter Kylie lived with me, her and her girlfriend, that's all
Chicago
they watch.
Fire's really good
NCIS, NBI, BMI.
I'm not much-
CSI, criminal, yeah.
Yeah, criminal
I
intent, the
don't-
fucking
we've gone back
pedophile
and
one, the
tried
one on the...
SVU.
I don't do SVU anymore.
Sarah Hooks on.
I don't do SVU anymore, and we've tried to go back and do the CSIs, and the only one I even like watching the reruns of anymore is New York.
With
Gary
Gary
Sinise.
Sinise.
But I still really like the original NCIS. I love Gibbs.
The only thing that I did
the
like
character.
about
That's
any
why
of
I watched
those...
the show is because of that character.
And a comedian actually did a whole skit about it, but he was absolutely right. The ones with the iced tea, I think that was the pedophile one.
Yeah, SVU.
That's SVU.
Now,
yeah.
mind you, and like I said, this isn't my joke. This is just him being absolutely right. You could get away with saying damn near any fucking thing on regular daytime TV, as long as you act stupid and put it in the right. Like, you can't say fuck or nothing like that yet, but like you could say like hemorrhaging from a vaginal contusion with some kind of yeast,
Right, yeah,
fucking
yeah.
like just the most graphic, sickening thing. As long as like,
It sounds medical.
yeah. And then Ice-T, for being, supposedly he's like a cop that's been there for a while. He has his fucking stripes, he's, he knows what the fuck he's doing. And you're in the pedophile unit. I mean, hell, they even say it when they go, dun. He acts stupid as fuck. Like, you mean this guy wants to have sex with an 8-year-old little boy? You seen that shit 50 times. Yeah, I know the writing, but Jesus Christ.
That's what I'm saying. The writing is bad for his character. It really is.
Writing
I
is bad
agree
for
with
all
that.
them shows.
I lost interest in that one a while ago. Like, I guess, like, I don't know. You see enough horrific shit. Like, yeah, I mean, some of the other crime shows, I mean, it's still about a murder or this or that, but, like...
Like, the more and more documentaries I see on Manson...
I don't need to keep seeing, a show about nothing but rape,
Yeah.
They
singled out...
molestation, stuff
They
against
totally,
kids.
segregated each crime. This show was all about kid fucking rapes. This show was about adult rapes. This show was about, people stealing shit. This show was just about murders in on the beach.
I miss the actual, like, original, old school, first just Law and Order.
It's on still somewhere. Ion or some shit.
That used to be on what was that, St. Elsewhere?
No, you're thinking the very first, like, real mainstream primetime cop show, Hill Street Blues.
Yeah!
That is on either Pluto or IMDb TV, and I've actually started watching
That
it again.
was the only one
and
that
you
was
want to
like-
talk about a groundbreaking show? In the first couple episodes, they were tackling shit that we're talking about now.
Yeah. And not only that, it also had its medical aspect, too. Like, they went deep, and it was no joke. Like, up until then, the only fucking cop things you had were, like, Dragnet or Chips, shit like that. And it was all,
St. Elsewhere was on at the same time as Hill Street Blues. And they actually, it's weird.
They
like,
did
the
a
Chicago
crossover.
stuff because they do crossovers.
Right.
Way back then.
And St. Elsewhere was like Grey's Anatomy, but real. You were crying, but you were crying because that shit was like, holy
Do you know
fuck.
who was on St. Elsewhere?
Oh, dude,
Your
there were so
mom?
many new...
Denzel Washington.
Thank you, Greg.
Wait a minute, I gotta give her that one. Burn! Go ahead.
I don't even listen to that bullshit no more. Denzel Washington. Fuck, we were just talking about him, and now I lost him.
Dude,
because
there
you
was a
guys got
shit
me
ton
off
of,
track.
like, up-and-comers.
Howie Mandel.
Yeah, I remember Howie Mandel being on there. He was on St. Elsewhere. I remember him wearing the cap because it always reminded me of when he used to blow up the fucking rubber glove with his nose.
You know what show I found? I think it was Hulu. What show I found on Hulu? Remember Bobby's World when he did the cartoon? Bobby's World.
That actually started in one of his skits.
Yeah.
When he used to do the what was it? The Mockingbird song.
Yep.
And if that mockingbird don't sing, I'm gonna kill him too. Oh yeah, dude, I used to love. Well, my mom liked Howie Mandel, so that was like the one comedian that was always on, and that motherfucker in real life got his weird quirk.
Oh, he's got a lot. He does. Honestly, one of the things I can say about my dad growing up, like as far as like comedy and stuff, it was pretty cool because like even if he was like picking a movie that the whole family could watch, maybe not something him and my mom would watch, but you know what I mean, like we were always watching John Candy movies and Bill Murray movies.
My mom was like that too. My mom was more into either it was straight horror or it was comedy.
And we were watching, but we were watching good comedies. We watched all the Richard Pryor movies.
Yes.
Even as a little kid, like I didn't have to sneak those things like my friends did. Like my parents were really
Eddie Murphy, Delirious, and Raw.
When Raw, my parents had heard about Raw, so they knew it was going to be questionable, but they never said no. When I said, hey, I wanted to watch it, they were like, fine, let's go get it. We went to the movie store, and we went home, and we watched it with my parents.
I remember Eddie Murphy, Raw. We went to the theater and seen that shit.
With my parents, right, like my and honestly, that's one thing I can say. That's one of the things I think my parents did right. When it came to movies and music and stuff, they never censored stuff. If we asked for it, I mean, I'm sure there were times that I don't remember that they were like, maybe didn't say no.
This
but
might be a little rough.
But they always played it cool enough that like they never said no. They just delayed it till they felt, and we ended up watching it anyways. Because I don't
That's
ever
the way
remember.
Pretty much I generally
but
rolled.
they would always, if you were breaking into new ground, man, they watched it with you. No matter how, now as an adult parent, I understand how uncomfortable sometimes some of those fucking movies must have fucking been. They handled it like champs, but really, man, there's times I sit there and go, fuck, I forgot this part was in this movie. But then by the time you go to do something, the scene's over. All you can do is talk about it.
Well,
that's what my parents always... Like, I was young as fuck when I wanted to watch Full Metal Jacket. My dad was totally anti-war too, man.
My grandfather was totally for war. I watched that shit with my grandpa.
Okay,
he could barely speak
through
English.
And my dad sat there and answered every fucking question I fired off at that motherfucker. I will give him that. Like,
and that's the way to be, man. I mean, you know what? You know what's better to stop shit for kids, picking up bad habits and stuff. It isn't, censoring the shit that they watch. It is giving them knowledge about what they watch and letting them know, what's reality, what's fantasy.
The problem I think we have more now isn't so much a problem of stuff being censored from kids. It's there's no supervision while they're getting into things that are kind of an advanced maturity level for them. So they're having to deal with seeing, hearing, and learning things that they should have a guide. That they should have a guide with.
On-hand porn,
when you go somewhere you ain't never been and you go hunt new ground, what do? You get a hunting guide. No, I don't mean like, I'm trying this new patch of woods over in PA for deer season.
No, I'm talking about, I'm trying this new patch of hood because I need some weed.
No, you know what
everybody's
I mean,
afraid to go in there.
You know what the analogy means, though. I've always wanted to go hunt this whatever. I'm going up to this, Saskatchewan to hunt moose. I've never done that before. I better take somebody who knows where the fucking moose are in Saskatchewan.
Hell yeah. That's how Blair Witch happens.
That's how parents are supposed to be when kids are getting introduced to these things. Which, by the way, I've camped in them woods when the first Blair Witch came. Being from that area, everybody knew about it. Well, when that movie came out, like a fuckload of
it got swamped.
Everybody, but we've been up there. We were up there before the movie. We've gone back several times since. I will say that knowing the urban legend,
the mythos,
and going in there with there's always a little bit of creepy, so you don't know how much is real, how much is manufactured. Nothing overtly fucking terrifying I've never witnessed there ever. But I will say this, and it speaks to energy, because before the movie, when you go in there, man, it'd be like kind of creepy. You know how walking at night too sometimes, man, and you catch a shadow or hear a sound, and you get a little man, after the fucking movie, when you go in there, just stepping foot in there, the vibe was totally different. Like it felt,
and that says a lot about programming.
It wasn't any scarier,
media.
But it felt heavier, like or more energized.
Yeah.
Like it
Now there is, I think it's called
Right,
the
you can
Hayabachu Forest or whatever.
In Japan, the
Yeah,
Suicide Forest.
The Suicide Forest.
Oh, that's
Dude, now
Me and Noodle were just talking about
man,
this.
there's a movie, a real good movie.
I watched it, a documentary.
And they talk about the sister that goes out after her sister in there. Dude,
Yeah.
this movie was based on a true
Oh no,
story.
I didn't watch a movie. I watched. This was like a National Geographic kind of documentary.
No, this
on
was
it.
like it was kind of set in
Okay.
documentary form, but it was
No, this
it
was
about,
straight 100% documentary.
No,
this had no movie part.
Like the premise of it was there was these sisters.
Thank you.
They were wealthy. The one, liked to be, she was eccentric. She went to different parts of the world. The other one just stayed.
They
crib.
did talk about this legend. Like you're
Yeah,
right, it's based
yeah.
on a.
Well, the girl went to the high bar. She wanted to explore it, thinking, this is some
Right.
bullshit
That's what
stuff.
it is.
And they showed she disappeared. So the other sister goes there and looking for her. Well, a whole bunch of shit goes on. At the end of it all, you see that the sister that came to look for the other sister was actually the sister that was missing, and the other sister was looking for her. It was like real fucked up,
Dude, there's all kinds of like they were talking about this thing went into interviews and doctors reports and stuff,
that's
and,
just
like,
one single incident. That place,
That
man,
place is fucking weird.
yeah, and people just go there like they expect
go
every
there to
year
kill
to pick
themselves.
so many
They-
bodies out of there.
They do. They have people that go on regular scouting missions to collect the dead people.
And it's daily.
'Cause
There
they
are
know it's
people
gonna
there
happen.
daily. There are people dead there daily.
What are we talking about?
I think it's called the Hayabachu Forest. I'm not exactly sure if that's the name, but I know it's at the bottom of Mount Fiji.
Yeah, it's called the Suicide Forest.
People just go there to die. That means they do
Where
their
is it?
little thing. It's in Japan.
Oh.
And it's so prevalent. Like they don't know if people are actually getting called into there or if so whatever. But pretty much the basic thing that's being sold to everybody is just people just go there to commit suicide.
I'm guessing this is it.
Well, honestly, too. Yeah, that's
looks
it.
like it.
That's
They'll
it.
find little camps. They'll find letters there. They'll find somebody made their
Yep.
peace with the earth, and then boom.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
You know where else has a monstrous like suicide tourism industry unofficially, because obviously nobody willingly
Hard
is
to advertise
participating in
that.
it, but they're not doing it. But like where people literally flock to Niagara Falls to kill themselves.
Yeah, there's like
Yeah.
this whirlpool thing.
And I've seen
they wash up?
documentaries where like people, some of the people's reasonings for going to Niagara Falls are as stupid as the Superman movie. Remember when the Superman
Oh,
movie
yeah.
dove off with a little kid? Some of them, claim that they left letters saying that they think they can make it over and survive. And then there's just the ones that just fucking...
Yeah, but it's a big like.
That and there's a bridge. What is it? Is it in San Francisco or in? It's like a real big bridge. They always fucking destroy it in every fucking comic book movie.
The Golden Gate Bridge. That's one in San Francisco.
Is that the big? It's like real.
Big suspension bridge.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
cables.
yeah.
Yeah.
Apparently, because there's a lot of comedians that talk about that too. They made a documentary on the people who just dive off of that motherfucker on
Yeah.
a weekly. It's nowhere near the numbers at that forest, though. That forest has the
Oh no,
numbers.
that that.
But they even got pictures like on.
Dude, it was. I'll be honest, man. Like,
yeah, I mean, and it isn't just one spot of the forest.
No.
It's littered. It's littered.
no, yeah, like I'll be honest, like, bro, it's.
Yeah, see, Epstein didn't kill himself.
I don't believe in coincidences. You know what I'm saying? Like, so that's creepy. That's eerie. I'm not going to sit here and tell you that I believe it's a demon. I'm not going to tell you I believe. I don't know what the fuck it is,
Yeah,
but
it's
I
an
know
unknown.
But I know I know that shit ain't right. I know that's not normal. I know there's something
ain't
like
right in that area.
And
Whether it be
even just
energy,
watching the
whether it be
documentary,
science, whether it be
the
whatever.
eeriest- like, it was cool as fuck as long as the guy was talking. Like, this thing then would go into, like, you'd have a couple minutes of, like, just the camera would have been put somewhere in the jungle, in that forest, and you're just hearing the forest Like, they just walked away from the camera and let it record, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
they just put that on. And then it starts to get, like, you, even through your television, however many years after the goddamn thing's made, you're, like, sitting there going,
The fuck is that?
like, you know, you just feel that little chill in your spine. You're like, this is creepy as fuck, bro.
Yeah, because, animals make noises, but there's some noises that you're like,
Dude, what else is eerie about that is how fucking quiet it will get.
yeah. They said that
Where a
at certain
forest is
points,
supposed to have fucking noise.
at least like
it
birds. You birds. There's a lot of birds.
Something crawling around on the floor, something crunching leaves, some type of motion. Nothing.
And that's a big survival thing too, youngin. If you're in the woods or whatever, and you all of a sudden everything gets quiet,
better
that
leave
means
the
all the
fuck
fucking animals left. You better find out a deer or something and follow that fucking deer, because it is going in the opposite direction of the danger.
There is a bigger predator than you.
Yes.
Present.
Yeah. Especially if you see a fucking bear, just dash. Follow the bear. Follow the bear. Ain't no bear fucking scared of too much of shit.
I hope. Can you clip that? I need that audio clip. I need just the clip of Marco saying, "Follow the bear."
Follow the bear.
You got it.
Follow the bear.
Yeah, that's it, man. I mean, that's, if anything, I done learned. Just like I figured out, just arguing this green energy shit with the guys on and all the global warming shit. A big reason why. Remember when all the birds started falling out the sky?
Yeah.
Certain areas and shit. There's flocks of birds. They still don't know that. They have no clue.
Right. They just. I remember that.
Well, birds, just like bats, and just like what is it? The whales. One of them, dolphins. They use sonar. They use magnetic fields and vibrational waves to know where they're going or whatever, to keep the direction. Their internal compass is like, it works on the Earth's magnetic field.
Correct.
Well, just like I've been telling
So
all
does
these
ours.
fucking environmental whack jobs, the Earth's poles are shifting. The Earth is fucking shifting to the side, which is causing most of this global warming, and a lot of the other issues we're having as far as like radio waves and communications and shit like that. We've pretty much gotten that straightened out somewhat. But for the animals, the natural animals that run on that shit, that's where you get just birds dropping out of the sky. We're here. No, we're not.
Shit! I knew I should have made that right at Albuquerque.
What time is it, man?
Game time. Is it break time? It's 10:10.
We got about another 10 minutes.
Yeah, we got another 10 minutes. So, I guess that was a decent segue into the green shit. Like I tried to tell the guys earlier, and I noticed that a lot of their fucking opinions changed over these past couple of
Because they've had to start looking at another side that they never looked at.
Right.
before.
I'm that. I'll argue both sides. That is how I find my facts. If I believe in something, then I will look into everything that's against it, because I want to know if I
Can we
think I could be
record this
wrong.
as a disclaimer played at the beginning of the show so he doesn't have to say it 4 times each show?
Well, a lot of people don't get it in their head.
Right.
My biggest thing, and I will say this every show, if you can't argue both sides of the argument,
Shut the
you
fuck
don't
up.
believe, you don't belong in the argument. You don't, and just because you argue one side don't mean you have to believe in that shit. Facts are facts. Sometimes you got to state facts.
See, so many people, like, it could have done, like, it would have done them justice if there was, like, a debate class in school to learn what actual debate is, not an argument. A conversation, a debate, like an exchange of information.
Man, I've been around nothing but Puerto Rican women all my life. I know how to argue.
I'm not talking about arguing.
Yeah,
but
yeah,
debate, because you get assigned topics, and it doesn't matter if you agree with it or not. It doesn't fucking matter. And you have to win.
Yes. I kind of had to do that when I was later on in life in high school, when I was doing extemporaneous speeches and shit like that for it was called Vocational
Every
Industrial
good
Clubs of
con man
America.
has to be a good
salesman.
debater, and well, a good debater too, because they have to not be able to just sell their bullshit, but they have to absolutely sometimes play a role that they absolutely despise.
You got to make it like you believe in that bullshit.
And you have to know, and you have to be able to do, like, so many things in life, like little things. It doesn't even have to be a big thing. You need those skills.
Yeah.
Because you have to deal with people. You have
Well,
to
I've
deal
told
with the
people
public.
plenty of times
Sometimes
that
you
who's
gotta learn
arguing
how
with
to
me.
just.
Like, look, dude, I know your argument, and I can make an argument better than yours. Like, I've even told stop arguments or debates in the middle and be like, look, why don't you look this, and this up, and maybe try again. This is against me. I'm giving you shit against me. Why don't you try to make a clean, concise fucking, argument on that end? And I mean argument as far as a debate argument, not as, fuck you, you're just a Trump supporter. No.
Yeah, Greg.
If you have to resort
Greg
to...
got called a Trump supporter today.
Yeah.
The second biggest Trump supporter besides you.
Oh,
Right.
jeez.
Right.
Who called you a Trump supporter?
Tori.
For a second, I thought she was talking about him. I looked at her and I was like, me? She's like, no, him. I'm like, okay, you better move.
Wow.
Swing and a miss.
I don't know which
Right.
show she listened to, but I had Greg agree with a couple things that Trump's did here and there, but by far Greg is not a Trump supporter. I mean, it's just like Jared. I tell people all the time they think Jared's a conservative or whatever or a Republican. No, Jared's a libertarian, and most of all, Jared is just
I'm a
anti-government.
Jaredtarian.
He's just anti-government. He thinks we could do it on our own, which, and I've made arguments for that, and for people who like to kind of boot that. No, I may not be a libertarian, but you're not. They're part of the group too. There are other parties.
Honestly, though, people's understanding of libertarian, and libertarians are pretty much. I absolutely believe they're at fault for this, because they don't represent themselves well a lot. But as far as the actual people wanting to be in office, not the talking heads on Facebook and on social media. And this is why I've been able to kind of endorse and embrace it a little bit, because at my core, you guys know, like you said, I'm like anti-government. I'm an anarchist.
Oh, great!
But I also totally, completely understand that there is. Do I believe it's possible? Yes. Do I believe you can just take what we have and yank, like the magic trick that fails, where you yank the fucking tablecloth out and you think everything's going to be left standing, but nothing is? Yeah, that's what will happen if you try that now. I'm not fucking stupid. I'm a goddamn realist, too. But I also know that we can start phasing things out, and I also know that we can reconstruct things. Like
the problem with most people is that word phase.
The past libertarian platform. Ultimately, yes, libertarians do not want to have welfare. They want it to be privatized. Okay? We can have that discussion another time. That's not the point. The point is that they don't believe that they'll just get in office and make it private. They believe in, you can't just yank out the support that people have
the phase.
now. This needs to stay right now. This needs to stay right now. And we need to start constructing the ladders.
And if you don't have anything better, then don't fuck with it.
So that the people can level up. We build the ladder while we're constructing this. While we're constructing,
yeah, you got to build the steps up to that.
We build the steps to it, and we still leave this alone until we put it where it needs to be.
And that's where my argument lies with most of the people.
See, that's
everybody's
why, that's why I can't.
Let's shut this down. No, if you want to shut this shit down, you better have something tomorrow to feed these people. You better have a job tomorrow for these people. Because a lot of these people, they might only have a few years in and they can go find another career or job. But a lot of these people have fucking time in. A lot of these people are about to fucking retire or had seniority. Now you're going to put them back to square one? You just took a fucking journeyman welder or pipeline man and put him as a worker at Walmart. How you doing?
Yeah, but even close to retirement, there's still outs for you with other things. But the real, you got the people stuck in the middle.
Yeah.
They've been in it 10, 15 years. They got a fuckload
That's
of time.
what happened here in Lordstown.
They're invested in
nobody sees the aspects of that. Oh, well, Lordstown just shut down. No, the plant shut down. The city shut down. The outlying cities pretty much got kicked in the nuts. Something that big provided not only just cars, but it provided gas stations. It provided little stores, little
we didn't
bars,
even get to
little
talk about
restaurants.
that with the pipeline construction, and I really
I
wanted
brought
to talk
that up.
about
Oh
that.
yeah, the communities that get built around these things. You know, some of these people, they might
Literally,
be not permanent.
cities were built around
Right.
like interstates exchanges that never existed before, housing. Grocery stores, gas stations,
I mean, it's always been like that.
everything,
The gold rush back in the day.
Built,
That's
right?
the reason why they fucking built cities in California, because there was gold in California.
Right. This is like people don't get it. You can't. I don't care how advanced you want to get. You can't out advance human nature. Human nature is always going to take its course.
Right. There's always going to be greed. There's always going to be envy. There's
Not even
always going
that.
to be
Even the
that
stuff
will
that's
to
benign.
want to do good.
Even the stuff that's benign. Like, people are so set for whatever fucking reason. People are so set right now that they're going to fucking get into a company. They're going to work there for fucking 30 fucking years. They're going to retire. They're going to own the home that they bought when they got fucking married, and they're never going to fucking move, and they're always going to fucking be there.
There'll never
and
be a
they're gonna-
divorce,
and
and
it's
there'll
going to be
never be
fucking
any
paid
of that
off. Not
shit.
even that. I'm talking about they're gonna retire, and like that shit doesn't exist anymore. We built the
American dream.
We built this false thing because we could sustain it for 30 fucking years, 40 fucking years. Yeah, you can sustain something that's false for that long. That's not hard to do.
Well, see, my.
But if you look at the history of people, not just not just America, people, the even reason why there is an America is because people follow things.
See,
You have to adapt. Shit. Originally, people were following fucking the herds, bro. They were following the fucking water holes.
Right.
And then we kept advancing, but we always have to keep going where the next
Well, see, that's sort of the problem we are having
source
now.
of life. But people aren't willing to do that anymore.
Exactly. That's what I was getting at. We went from and just like you said, there was always that transition. We always knew something was going to run out, but we always had this
How long did I work in the
idea.
oil field that I'd say? I used to say all the time.
Yeah, the free ride isn't going to be.
This
just
isn't
like
going to
me.
last forever.
I know
I'll
damn
be
well
on
if
to
I don't
something.
fucking
You know what I mean? Like
stack up.
Let's get it while we can.
Right.
It's not going to be there forever.
Yep, the gravy train. Somebody's
We
going to
moved
eat them
because-
biscuit wheels.
We moved from Maryland to here because of a drilling job.
I always wanted to go to Maryland until I seen what Maryland's really like, and fuck Maryland.
Look, there's parts of Maryland I'd love to take you to. But
Just like Maine.
It's
Like,
like,
I want to-
Noodle and I talked about it too. Like, I love vacationing in Southern California.
Fuck.
No, fuck it. Listen to me. I love vacationing there. I love going there for a week or two.
Go look at the animals.
No, dude, the coolest motherfuckers. So I'm talking SoCal, bro. Like, they're the coolest people in the world. I'll ride the fucking bus just to have conversations with half these motherfuckers because they're cool as shit. Like, it is a great place to go vacation. I would never want to fucking live there.
All right.
You know what I mean?
On that,
Maryland's the same thing for me.
I got an awesome topic to go into after break. Has to do with government and the way you feel about government, and you're
I
not
wanna move
going
to
to
the
like
island.
this at all. So with that being said, we're going to take a break, and we'll
big
see you in
island.
about 10-15. back on?
Yeah.
All right. So we're going to get to the government shit in a minute, but we had a good... there's something, I guess, that Jared is a fan of that... I don't know. When I hear it, I think of the Vaporizer from that fucking... Remember that show? It had Jack... It was called Envy. Great fucking movie. Great movie.
I don't know.
You ever seen the movie Envy?
Seen what?
Envy.
Oh.
It's about two friends. They live next to each other. One is, he's doing better at the company and shit, and he's... Oh, shit, no shit. And he's like, ahead in life or whatever. And the other friend...
Say the name of it.
No, we're getting to it. We will.
And the other friend, he's just like that, he's just that friend that didn't really make it. So, eventually, the friend that was kind of like beneath the other friend, and I only say that because that's the way they treated him, but he had this idea of a spray that made shit disappear. Like, you just sprayed it on there and shit disappeared. So he invested the money or whatever, and he asked his friend, if it was like $5,000. He asked his friend, you want to be half on this? And no, don't worry about it. Well, the dude ended up rich as fuck over this product, and it was called Vaporizer. And now you guys come up with this stuff here, and it's called
Poo-Pourri.
Poo-Pourri.
Now, seriously.
Now, it don't make the shit disappear, but they're telling me that it makes the shit smell disappear.
The reason I'm a believer is because I saw commercials for this stuff, heard about this stuff. I was making fun of it because I was like, there's no fucking way. Like, we have Glade, we have, we got all this. Like, there's no fucking way this shit works. And it was so expensive. I was like, there's no fucking way. And then I can't remember if it was you or one of the girls.
I don't remember.
It was, an even smaller bottle than this, like a little trial size or something. Like, got me one for fucking Christmas or some shit. It was Christmas. It was in my stocking. And I fucking tried it. Dude.
It works.
It works. No lie, no bullshit. You spray this in the toilet before you sit on it. Then you do your business. When your shit hits the toilet, you smell whatever you sprayed in the bowl. You don't smell your shit. And the bathroom ain't blowed up when you're gone. Like, this shit works. It's legit.
And
I've used it when I've been sick.
It
And
even
it
works
works.
if you do it after. Not as well, but if you do it after because you had to go and you couldn't get to, sometimes
I
you
have
got to
questions.
go.
I mean, it's even good to use, 2 squirts, do your business as you're walking out. Nobody knows.
Right.
All right, first of all, how many ounces are in that bottle you're holding?
2 fluid ounces.
How much does that bottle cost? I know you be getting discounts on regular market. How much does that bottle cost?
Probably $8-9.
$9. All right.
100 uses.
Okay. Now, there is some stuff that this old black man at Walmart hit me to. It's called Ozium. Now that costs
sounds
like
illegal.
maybe $4. That will wipe the fucking smell off a German Shepherd with a fucking kilo in front of him.
Never heard of it before.
Ozium.
All I'm saying is that shit work.
And the only scent it has a real generic scent. It's like, remember that old school money scent that they used to have in it was the air fresheners in the car, and it had that kind of, it wasn't quite berry, but it wasn't quite like it was just usually if you're from the hood, you rip it down, it's really strong. Well, this is a real light, like that type of scent to it. It's really, really light, but it will just get rid of any smell. I mean, and I made the mistake of spraying like 4 sprays. You're only supposed to spray it once. So that's how strong this shit is. Like, and not.
And where do you get it?
You get it at Walmart. I see
It's
it at
called
Dollar
what?
General.
In an alley.
Ozium.
I'm gonna give me some.
Dude, I'm telling you, like,
I'll give it a try.
Fuck it, I'll tell the reason why I had to get it.
I ain't gonna lie.
I pulled up to Walmart.
This
I was
is
gonna get
bougie. I ain't gonna lie about the poo-pourri, but it works. And
well, I'm just saying, like, they taxing because they're pretty bottled.
well, but they give you the sense too, and I'm not saying that's worth the extra money.
Yep, that's it.
I'm not saying that makes it worth the extra money, but what does make it worth the extra money is to have a bottle and have it, this size or smaller,
and be able to take it with you, because there are instances where you may want to be a little more bougie than Ozium. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying every time you go to the bathroom. Look, Sunday morning when
Well,
ain't
no,
nobody
I
else
can give you a
up, I don't
perfect
give two
example where
fucks.
I
I'm
could've
going in there
used
and
that.
rocking my business without no poopery.
Right.
But I'm just saying, you're somewhere, somebody's house, dinner party.
See, yeah, but you know what? Each and every one of I get your example, and it's a very good example. But we are exempt from that example because each and every one of us will take great joy in blowing somebody's bathroom up and watching their faces go
yeah,
in
but
there
that's
and come
with
back
us.
out.
But that's with us.
Well, that's why I
There
said
are times,
that we're exempt from that.
Amongst us, but not amongst
Well, I get what you're saying because there was one time
we go to
somebody
an
took
event.
me out for dinner.
We go to
and
an
I
event.
got mud butt, and it was bad.
We go to an event. We meet somebody. They may want us to come do something, so they're like, "Hey, I'm having a couple people over to the house for dinner. Why don't you guys come on over?" We go to that to see if we're going to get any jobs from this guy. I'm going to have a little poopery just in
I
case.
ain't gonna shit in a house. That's kind of whether I have poopery or not. Now, but my example is
Wait a
I
second,
got
though.
taken out on
Wait
a
a
fancy
second, not
date,
me.
and that
Wait a
food
second,
gave me
wait a
mud
second.
butt.
Wait a second.
And
I'm saying there could be an emergency. I'm not saying I'm planning on it, but there could be an emergency. What if?
an emergency mud butt. Yeah, I get it because it happens to be.
But why? So in that particular situation, your
I get it
EDC
now.
package
Yeah.
would change. You wouldn't take this when we're just going to be hanging at each
It's
other's
like
house. Who gives a fuck?
Ultimately,
But
it's like a condom. It's better to have it and not need it than need
it's
it and not
whatever
have it.
equipment. There's all kinds of your equipment needs change depending on the
Yeah.
situation.
Yeah, I get it.
So these do come in handy, and I love these things.
But
you know what?
I like
the one
Ozium
place,
better,
the one
'cause it
place that
works
I won't,
not just the
the
bathroom.
one place I will not, I absolutely would use this no matter what. But thank God, it's already there, and I don't have to bring my own. Is my mom's house. Because I cannot.
fuck my mama's
the way
toilet up.
Yeah, but
That
the
was
way,
my toilet for
dude,
years.
The way
That's
my mom
home
is,
right there.
Look, she will destroy any toilet, but there's just the way my mom is. You can't walk out. I couldn't walk out of her bathroom and leave it.
You
destroyed.
know what?
Like,
That's a
she'd
test right
flip
there.
out on you.
I'd like to have some of that in my mama's toilet and let my mama go to her bathroom.
I dare you try and it works.
Ooh. Man, my
'Cause it
mama
works for my
fuck
mom.
up a bathroom like, oh my, it is like,
Even worse, it works
Man.
for her.
and as she got older, the smell got worse.
Well, when you don't have a gallbladder,
Yeah, my mom's gallbladder been gone since the 70s.
then that's why she was like that, because of the no gallbladder.
But she got
Trust
the
me.
old school
And
scar
this
that
shit-
looks like a lightsaber scar across her
It
belly.
looks like Jaws got a hold of that bitch.
No, it looked like Obi-Wan got a hold of that bitch.
But this stuff would work. This stuff works for that. Trust me.
See, like the way I found out about Ozium.
I just wish they'd have cooler.
All right,
scents.
shut up. We heard about the poopery.
Like if they have fresh cut grass or like
Well, the manly
Leather.
sense. Yeah, you have to go to like
sawdust.
teak wood.
Cedar chip would be like a gerbil cage.
I was going to get new tires on my car, and I
Margo
pulled up the
finally used
Walmart.
rubbers.
I pulled up the Walmart, and this old guy comes out. They give you this little
Wait a
thing
second.
to write
Wait
out.
a fucking second. Of all the people we know, of everybody we know, all the connections we have everywhere, everything considered, I was getting new tires put on, and I pulled up to Walmart.
Yeah, because they got tires cheap.
Yeah, I was going.
Yeah,
to
but their
Michigan, and I
installers, their installers are dumber than chimpanzees.
Yeah, I'm not worried about that. I just need to get my shit and go. It was one of them type of deals.
Right.
I'd be afraid of a loose lug nut or some bullshit.
Well, I'd check my own shit, dude. I mean, I'm like that. But I mean, as far as I just needed new tires, I was driving to fucking Michigan like that day. So
Gotta
I pull
go.
up, and
I
I'm
get
smoking a
you.
blunt as I'm pulling up. And this
God for
older
5
black
stars.
gentleman comes out, and
He's like,
he
"Damn,
hands
you
me this
stink."
pamphlet, and he's like, "You smoke weed?" And I'm thinking, maybe he wants to hit it. So I was like, "Yeah." I went to go hand him the blunt. He's like, "No, put that down, put that down." He's like, "Look, man, the one dude that's on the other side of the bay, I don't know what his deal is, but every time somebody comes in, his ride smells like any kind of drugs or anything like that, he calls the police. He's just a dickhead like that." So he was like, "Go inside and go get he told me what aisle it was. I mean, he could have been a salesman for Ozium, the way he explained it.
He probably
But I
was.
bought the smallest one. The small one was, there's spray bottles. I don't know how many ounces. I know it was more than 2. But and he's like, spray your car down and then bring it over to this bay here. Cool. So I went in because, hey, he didn't have to tell me nothing like that. He ain't no advertisement for Walmart or anything. You know, he wasn't asking for nothing. Better safe than sorry.
I get you.
So I go in there, and he even told me just one spray in there will take care of it. Nah, I just smoked a fucking fat blunt to the head. You know, I'm a spray to, man, my fucking car, I mean, you couldn't even smell the exhaust from the outside of that bitch. Like, I felt like it took the inside of my lungs, whatever, you know, my nasal shits was just eating away. You didn't smell nothing. I could have farted in there as I was doing that, or shit myself, or whatever.
Well,
it was gone.
Well, like,
gone.
dude, that Blunt Be Gone shit, that shit works too. But the
I had
but the
some
problem,
of that, but this was last longer.
But not only that, but the problem with that is the scent. Like the flavored scent, the
cherry
is
and
always
the fucking
any
green
of it.
apple.
It's just too, but a lot of it's just too fucking strong.
Yeah,
and
that's
like,
the problem. You know, this
and
ozone barely
not
has
only-
a scent.
So like, dude, first of all, if you are attempting to evade anything, law enforcement ain't stupid, bro. Like, they can hit you, and it's probable cause. I don't necessarily agree with it. But in some jurisdictions, there's case law where, like, too heavy of air freshener scent is probable cause to search the vehicle. So
There's an
even though
addendum
that
to
shit
that now.
even though that shit completely covers it up, listen. Even though there's an addendum to it on the side of the road, it don't
you're
matter.
Right, you're right.
And you know how it goes, and you know what's letter of the law, spirit of the law, and what the judge and what the whoever gives a fuck, and they're gonna squeeze you right up to the point.
That's
of
why
the,
I wanted to go
They're
to
gonna
fucking-
squeeze you right up to the point of either the maximum fine or if they put you on probation.
Yeah.
How long can they stretch that out? Is that
Greg
money,
stopped me from arguing with the
is
people
that
in
money-
Newcastle.
But wait a second. They honestly, that's part
I
of
was
the
gonna
weight.
go motherfuck them.
When they weigh things, that's part of the weight too. Is this a big enough fine that
Yeah, and that's what they'll do,
if
dude.
paying for the probation and all this stuff?
Look.
Like if that total is $220, but the maximum fine's $350, if you'll take the maximum fine, you can have probation or pay the maximum fine.
Yeah, I've been through it. Look, do you remember me getting pulled over?
Motherfucker, I'll pay
What was
maximum
it?
fine.
It was New Year's Day,
And then most of the money set up payment
1999.
plans.
I was coming from a friend's house in PA. On the way back, I got pulled over by Pulaski police, because they swear that I was going too close to the right hand side. I wasn't even high or nothing. You know,
Dude,
they said
any line variations, even left of center, is like that's their get into jail free card, because there's no way they can prove. You can disprove it. There's no way they can prove it.
Well, to give a little bit of, I guess, try to give them a little credit or whatever. I was driving my Dodge and I did have the death wobble, so maybe that's the reason. I'll give them that. But now the bill had already passed that day that they're no longer allowed to do that. Your car smells like marijuana, because that's also when the CBD and shit, not the medical marijuana, but
Right.
the CBD and shit, and you know that don't count no more, because a lot of that CBD smells the same shit. So you're not allowed to just be like, well, your car
you
smells
are
like
correct.
this.
You are correct here. That's not necessarily everywhere.
Well,
Like Arizona's not the same.
right.
Like
It was in PA, but the problem with where I was at in PA was not so much the state. It was at what was it called, Greg? It's like their own little village or whatever. That little part that I got fucked in, you know, the laws are different.
right. Well, see, because Pennsylvania.
So now, but this is how I know they knew what they were doing. Instead of, like, they asked to search my car, and I was like, look, there's nothing in my car except a roach. And I showed him the roach. I was like, look, I smoked this before I even got in here, man. You might smell this, or you might smell my vape. So instead of a possession charge or anything like that, he came back with a disorderly, disorderly conduct ticket, which was more than the possession charge. And I wasn't being disorderly. If you look at, if you read, because I looked up the laws, I was like, I'm gonna fight this shit.
Oh,
I would
take
have
my
rather
sword?
have gotten the possession law
Yeah,
of a
probably.
fucking
Sorry.
roach
That's okay.
than a fucking,
Actually, this is better.
I went from a $300 fine to a $600 fine because you're gonna tell me you were doing me a favor. Didn't even, they, and this is even more fucked up. They said that, well, you're high, so you can't drive this car. Call somebody to pick you up. I ain't got nobody to call. Can I just pull over there and chill? They're like, well, you pull over there. We're going to go down that way. In 5 minutes, we're not going to be able to see you. You do what you have to do. You knew fucking well what you were doing, motherfucker.
You know what?
That was a quota thing right there.
It was, and I've been in plenty of those situations too. But, and quite honestly, they do have you by the balls because the possession charge, even though the fine isn't, it's having
back
that
then,
charge.
yeah.
It's just having that charge pop up anytime in the future.
Yep,
For
yep.
anything you.
It's a big red flag on
Right.
even resumes these days.
Right, like it. So just that in and of itself, it's always been about that. Cops do not sit on the side of the road to protect you. They are a revenue generation. Now, I am not saying there are not, but we also have to be realists no matter how much we don't like the system. There are certain crimes, let's just face it, you got to call them.
Yeah, I agree.
No matter how
I
much you
agree.
even want to handle some bullshit yourself, there's some shit you don't really
Gotta
have
be
choice.
done, yeah.
And so, it's a dance.
My problem is, and I've seen this with a very this kid. I mean, to this day,
And there are places
he
that
got
are
fucked
way
up and
worse
he's
for it than
handicapped
others.
now. But back in the day, I grew up with Billy BG's little brother. Me and BG's little brother were tight as fuck. Almost tighter than me and BG. And he went into to be a sheriff, and it's something that's taught to them. Billy was never arrogant. Billy was never power hungry. Billy was never, on that fucking power trip. They teach you that shit there, and then after, Billy was a totally different person. Even when he stopped being a cop, he had that, I'll fuck up the world. I could do whatever the fuck you're gonna listen to me. I'll never forget,
Bro.
dude. He grabbed me up one time, we were just fucking around, and he grabbed me up in some kind of cop move. And just now what the... Bitch, do you know the fuck you're talking to? What? Don't ever think that little cop shit that you done learned there. I'm your motherfucking brother.
I had a friend of mine who he went into law enforcement first, so he went to police academy and all that. He came back from that short period in police academy, the most arrogant, pompous, prick, son of a bitch.
And I was so proud of
He
Billy
did
when
2
he got out of
years-
the police academy.
He did 2 years on the police force, just as a patrolman, and was a miserable prick, pompous piece of fucking shit. Now, I mean, I never did get I didn't get any special treatment, but I didn't have any run-ins either. At that time, the worst I ever did at that point was I'd sit at home, blow bong hits on my couch. He never fucked with me either, knowing what I did, but I never us friends that grew up together when he was around, we didn't do it when he was around, and he
it's just...
So I mean, he was never like that, but just to go hang out somewhere, go to the go to the fucking movies or something with him, he was just a dick. You know what I mean? Go to Ruby Tuesdays, he was a fucking
Billy got
dick.
like that, dude.
So he does 2 years on the force, and then he decides that he wants to go to the Marines. He goes to boot camp. That dude came back. Well, he went to boot camp, then he went to MOS, and then he went off to specialty training. Then he went off to sniper school. Now, he hadn't deployed. He just went through all the, he comes back home before he's getting assigned to wherever he's going to be stationed. He is now more of a badass than most human beings and than he ever was before when he was a cop. He is now the most humble, coolest motherfucker in the fucking world. It's a complete fucking difference.
See, being that I was in the military myself,
Complete fucking difference.
you had there was actually two types of Marines. I mean, they all did the same job. They were all, they're all
rifleman first,
yeah.
period. Your infantry
Right.
first, period.
But
of
as
Marines.
far as that attitude went, and I've noticed that the ones more along the lines of that kept that holier than thou asshole attitude never really got far in life. Like my dude Tawan. Tawan was a
Most of
Marine.
them
He was
did
an
their-
MP.
Did their 4 years or less, and they're
Tawan,
now.
I think Tawan did like 8 years.
Okay, maybe
and
eight, but
he-
I'm talking more modern day.
Yeah,
They get
yeah,
in,
yeah.
they don't last more than their enlistment, and then they're quickly involved in some super huge
But like-
conspiracy
Yeah.
fucking militia group. And unfortunately, that. Not
Well-
all of them are like that, but there's a.
It was almost
I
a
know which
reversal
type
for
you're talking
Tawan.
about.
Like when Tawan, before he went into the service, he was part of a gang. It was the JOS. That was the big gang in Camel back then. When he went in, it just like you said, it humbled him. But there was also when I was in the service, I had to chill with some Marines here and there when we were transferring different places and shit. Some of the most dishonorable, unloyal, ignorant motherfuckers, and they take that on in life too. Because I met some Marines fucking outside life that, dude, you don't even deserve to have that flag on you. You don't even deserve. I understand you put in your work, but there's some people with fucking ribbons on their fucking chest that got them for typing. You do get Boy Scout badges for making knots. That you don't just get them for shooting people or saving somebody or doing something honorable. And there's a lot of those motherfuckers too, and I can't stand.
I want to say I was maybe 15 years old, and my mom was getting her hair done. I went with her, and the lady that was doing her hair was a PG County sheriff. And now this dude, at 15, I was little. But in my mom's talking about me being in Taekwondo, and she's bragging about awards and shit for
Oh,
tournaments.
you do know that's still up. You might have to fight somebody. Just letting you know.
No problem. I'm there. So she's talking about it, and she's proud or whatever. So he hears it. Now this grown ass man, who's a cop, now has something to prove to a 15-year-old fucking $1.15 little girl just because she's a badass on the tournament scene with other 15-year-olds, right? And was like, "Oh, I'll show you some moves." And he was downright fucking like harsh. Like he hurt me to prove a point that he was a badass. And I'm like,
big point, fuck that.
Right?
I've dealt with.
bullshit.
Well, wait a minute, because I know your story's going to be longer than mine. I dealt with something similar, almost in reverse. Like, I knew this chick. She was like, whatever, like, what? I don't even know what the high degree black belt or whatever the fuck it is. She was going across tournaments and shit. Well, she was dating, or she was dating a dude that used to come around and kick it with me and my boys. And this is when I was the fat kid. I looked like Thorn. Yeah, I kind of looked intimidating, but I wasn't trying to hurt nobody. I was a fucking stoner. Well, this chick was like little snizz's size with something to prove. Oh, you big badass. This, look, man, don't make me hurt you. I don't care what you know, but I know me.
Right.
Don't make me hurt you. I bet you. She came at me and did some kind of Mr. Miyagi fucking kick or whatever and kicked me. Bitch, you do that again. And I rarely call any female bitch. Bitch, you do that again, I'm gonna fuck you up. She came at me to say, BAM! Right to the ground. Look, don't make me fuck you up. And her dude started, look, you see what I did to your old lady, and it's clear that he will fuck you up. It is very clear that this chick will fuck him up.
Right.
So don't even come at me. And I ain't trying to do it as in like a smack-a-hoe type deal. But bitch, you just ninja kicked me like you was fucking. Fuck you if I'm gonna let you do that shit again. Fuck, my baby mama tried that shit and I suckered her. And that was a big bitch. She was Snizz's size. All right, go ahead.
All right. Well, I was just gonna say, throughout my lifetime on both sides of the law, through many experiences, I've dealt with all kinds of law enforcement, and I've been approached many different ways. I've been approached by ones where I really wasn't doing anything wrong, that thought they had something, and I will say that, I've had my rights violated by law enforcement before, just because they thought they could, because of this, because of that, but I've also, listen, I also can't bitch when I get caught doing something that is.
Yeah, there's a difference. I think that's what bothers me the most.
But I will also say I have been arrested when I was doing something I shouldn't have been doing. I absolutely deserved to be being arrested for what I was doing. I was wrong. So it was what it was. But that officer at the time too approached me in the beginning even and treated me with respect. I'm not saying I got treated with kid gloves. I'm not saying oh hey dude, come on man. No.
I mean,
but
they got
my rights weren't violated, and I was treated with respect. I treated that officer with the exact same respect that I was treated with. I was in the wrong. I got caught. We're playing a game. When I lived on that side of the law, you all know we all play it when we live on that side of the law. We're playing a game of cops and robbers. We're playing a game of cat and mouse. Right. Sometimes the cat wins, sometimes the mouse wins. You can't go getting all you got it. That's part of the game. And when you're caught, you're caught. I was treated properly. I treated them with respect. We weren't friends. We weren't. I've been absolutely dead, completely fucking innocent, and treated like a whore. Those cops didn't get treated too well. I
was brought up in the age of fuck the police, don't trust the police, but I was also raised to respect authority. And this is what crushed me on that whole, it's a weird balance. Because, the times, and back then I didn't think so, but as an adult I look back, the times I were banked off a fucking cop car, it wasn't out of malice, it was because I was being a fucking asshole.
I was going to say, there were times where,
But there were times where I actually, and I know, I will never forget this fucking event, but there was a time where I personally called the police because somebody was being, fucked with bad, and, it just wasn't my place. These people were bounty hunters, but they were in the wrong place and doing stupid shit because of that. And so I called the police, and when I got there, the police treated me like I was the one causing the trouble.
I've been there too.
And later on in life, I even pulled that fucker's car. Like, he acted like he was this big badass, all up in my face, and I'm like, dude, I'm the one who called you. I'm the one who called you. These two cocksuckers were picking on not only an elderly man, but a mentally handicapped elderly man, and talking shit to the barmaid. I'm just somebody who was here for pool league.
Right.
And then he got in my face, and he got in my friend's wife's face. So, I mean, I literally, I went home, I took anything that I thought I could get arrested for if I got searched, like weed, roaches, whatever, and I came back, I called the police on the way back. Look, there are two gentlemen down here. I know one is a bounty hunter. I don't know who the other guy is with them, but they're down here harassing people. They're being violent. They got their guns on them, and this was you walk around with your gun anywhere. So even for a bounty hunter, you ain't supposed to be doing that shit, especially in a bar.
No, they've got rules to actually follow.
Right. And as soon as I walked in there, they were on my shit. Don't tell me how to do my job. Dude, I called you. I fucking called you.
I've been there. And what you said too. I'm not going to say I've had my ass beat by cops before. I've had my ass beat. I'm also going to tell you that there were several of those times that I absolutely deserved Look,
Every time a police
But
officer
they-
put their hand on me, like in any
I'm
kind of
actually
violent
gonna
way,
say,
I have
yeah.
to admit, that was my fault.
Anytime it led to an actual physical altercation, I was at fault. I started it.
And what's even worse is
I will
I
also
know
say
the
this,
law, and I pushed
they
that
only,
law, so that's
and-
even
and-
worse
and
on
I
me.
will also say this: every single time too, when I stopped, they stopped.
Yep.
So it only went as far as I went. I've never been handled that way.
There's
Wrong
only been
by
two times
law
that
enforcement. Now, I have been intimidated unfairly. I have been, and luckily, it's when I knew my rights and was willing to be vocal about it. I have had times where I've had arrogant cops, try and push, but it's never been in a physical way.
Well, I
Thank
learned
God,
like
thank
you
God,
can catch
because
a lot more
then I've never
flies
been
with
pushed to a
sugar
level
than
that I
with-
don't want to
with
go to, but
vinegar.
So
So I found out, even with the ignorant, arrogant piece of shit, if you just, yes, officer, no, officer, I'm sorry, officer, I didn't know that, officer. No matter how much they try to throw some shit at you, the worst thing you could ever do that will piss them off and they can't do anything about it is not fight back. It's not call them whatever the fuck. Be nice as fuck to them. Nice as fuck to them.
The very first time I ever got into a physical altercation with a police officer, it was because I fucking was like, I want to see if I can. And so I decided to resist, and we fucking wrestled, and we went at it. And he actually, at the end of it, told me he was kind of impressed, because I was in high school. This was a grown-ass man. He was big. He was like, you were wiry. He goes, it's hard to get a hold of you. And he goes, there were a couple times I wasn't sure if I was going to get out of what you had. But we reached a certain point, and we were able to talk about this because it was only wrestling, too. There was no, I didn't, pull weapons. And then it reached a point where he had had enough. He had gotten. I was face down. I was prone. He had gotten my back, but I was still going.
That's when
and
the
I was
knee
getting
is
ready
to your
to.
head.
I was getting ready to flip, and he'd had enough. No, and this is back when holsters were still leather, and I heard the buckle snap, and I immediately went limp and put my hands straight out to the side.
That's it.
And I put my
That's
palms up, and I went, I'm done.
That is one thing the smartest thing you will ever learn.
And
as you're
immediately,
young, to take
and
it
you
to
know what he
your
did
adulthood.
immediately?
Know when to fucking quit.
Do you know what he did immediately? Yes, he did put the knee into the back of my neck, but I had been fucking fighting him.
Exactly.
He didn't grind it. He didn't.
That is nothing new.
He put it properly there. He put it properly in the small of my back. He cuffed me. He stood me up, and then he sat me down in a chair, and then he talked it immediately. Once I was done, he was done. Immediately. He didn't let me get into a position where I could do anything, but he never
didn't cross.
He didn't cross
line.
the line. When I was done, he was done. Him and I ended up getting into programs and getting my life straight and meeting him again years later. And him and I actually ended up every once in a while when I'd see him running radar. I'd stop at 7-Eleven and buy 2 coffees and I'd go talk to him.
See, the karma of the situation I had with the cop who snapped on me, later on in life, 10 years down the road, I started working for the fire department. So I worked in the same office and building as him. He was still a cop. And now I was one of the coaches with his brother, because they all lived in camp. This is when cops were supposed to live in the city.
Oh, yeah.
And so, I knew his brother and shit, and pretty much everybody knew me. I had to come to his house to fix something. The humbleness. He wouldn't even look me in the eye, dude. And I even brought it up one time. He was like, don't I know you? Yeah, you know me. You know me very well. And I see you don't have your badge on. Because by that time, he was in a process that he got caught up in some shit and he was losing his badge. It's all right. Just remember.
I had a run-in with someone who had been a sheriff, and I was not treated properly by that sheriff. And then several years later, he was very drunk in a bar, and he wasn't a sheriff anymore. And it was the same kind of thing. He's like, I just started talking to him, and he's like, I fucking remember you from somewhere. Where the fuck I remember you from? And finally, I fucking told him, and he stood up, and he decided he was going to take a swing. He didn't even give me a chance. He stood up, and his drunk ass tried to take a swing, and I wasn't that drunk. And man, boy, did that retribution feel good, because he wasn't even a fucking cop no more. I whooped that motherfucker's ass.
I ran into that a
And I
couple
let him
times.
hit me a couple times because I wanted marks on me. Just in case he had friends close, I wanted marks on me. So I let him hit me a couple times here and there, and I tore that motherfucker up.
See, most of the time, aside from that one time, you know,
That was fun.
I've been pretty cool with cops.
Sometimes
You know,
I think I want to have those
I know
kind of
I'm doing
reunions
dirt,
again, but
so if
damn,
I
man,
get
I'm
caught
getting
up,
old.
I'm gonna play the game like Jared said. But at the end of the day, you know, I'm not gonna get beat up or shot or you know, I'm not
I
gonna
think
make
that
it
comes-
worse because you know.
Marco, I think that comes with age too. I think we've been through experiences and we realize that
Yeah,
some shit
yeah.
is like, since we've also already been through it, we don't have a fear of this is such a big fucking deal. No, it's not, man. Like, you're just gonna get a ticket. You're gonna get a ticket. You're gonna have to go to court in 30 days, and this shit will play out. Just
Well,
shut
see,
the
that's
fuck
another
up.
thing that
Just
a lot
shut
of the
the
rookie
fuck
cops
up, and
do.
you'll be okay.
Like a lot of the rookie cops would
Your
keep
ride's
trying
on
to
its
make
way.
you feel like it's a big deal. No, dude.
and then you just
yeah.
postpone it a couple times.
That's it. That's it.
Well, y'all ready for your death break?
Sure.
Shit,
All
yeah.
right.
Yeah, because we're gonna hit on that government shit eventually. We're
One
out.
of these
I don't
days.
want
We'll
to
be
talk
back.
about the government anymore.
It-
Let's
it
talk
really
about
ain't a
cool
real
shit.
government.
Let's talk about cool shit.
It's gonna be Tekken, dude.
Who gives a fuck anymore, man? Like, I'm tired of talking about it because you know what? All we do is talk about it, and it's still just fucking erodes.
You're
like, it's
gonna
just
be
gonna
like
implode, and it's time to fucking
55,
let it.
60 years old, and we're both gonna have to be working out to fight our way into Tekken City.
But you can only shop from
Bullshit.
7 to 9 a.m.
Yeah, motherfuckers, that's what we'll talk about when we come back. Shit ass, I didn't drive all around Boardman today. And you know what? You know how they have these now because of COVID? They got these fucking.
Hey,
these,
when we come
No,
back.
I'm giving the teaser. I'm giving the teaser. They got these fucking, you know, old people shop between the hours
yeah,
of.
yeah.
Okay, you know what? You got between those hours, motherfucker. And that's what we're talking about when we come back.
Don't you stop me, baby, I'm on the floor.
freebeats.io. Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. freebeats.io. Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. freebeats.io. Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. 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 Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. freebeats.io. Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io.
No, give it.
Jerry got the last one. She got something before.
And we're live.
We back. We motherfucking back.
He drive it.
So Jared was talking about what was you talking about? Somebody not getting something, somebody getting something. Like right before you like went into it and you want to trail on to it, and then
I told Greg to write it down so we could come back to it.
It was some martial law.
Oh, martial law without martial law.
Yeah.
I pay attention to trends a lot. That's the salesperson side of me. You know, whether I participate in trends or like them or this or that, it doesn't matter because you've always got to be fluent in what your clientele or what the
Right.
public
Shit
is
changes.
into. You know, whether it's your thing or not. Like, I still like to get up in the morning, and one of my favorite things to do, and recently we've been able to start doing, is like I'll put on a Frank Sinatra album in the morning while I start making breakfast.
That was nice to wake up
Wait,
to.
it's got to be an album. It's got to be a record, or it doesn't necessarily have to be Frank. But
see, I can appreciate the record.
We
'cause
both
I like
happen
that
to like
old
Frank.
sound.
We both happen to like. Well, you know what? The thing about records too is there's a physical feeling that comes along with hearing a record. You feel
Oh
a
my god,
warmth.
you just went fucking so like basic white girl.
That's
the reason why I like reading, buying books. I love
I
to
love
feel
the
the paper,
smell
the weight.
of the book.
Dude,
Fuck out my face.
you know
It's
what?
true
You were
shit.
going to say something about it too, saying you liked an album, but you don't realize that there is a physical feeling you feel when you hear the scratching of that needle.
Well, what I like about the album is the old sound. Like those were made for a certain reason. That sound, that quality of sound. It may not be the best
Bro,
quality.
I got Lamb of
but
God
that-
and Linkin Park on vinyl.
Dude, I got Michael Jackson and old school Motown.
Lamb of God. Linkin Park. We're talking recent, like not
I think I
Michael
might
Jackson.
even have like Hendrix.
I've got everything from old jazz. I've got polka. Dude, we've got a high school marching band. Like, because one of the things I like to do at flea markets is instead of they want like a quarter a fucking album, or unless
You'd
there's
be surprised what you find.
unless there's, but not all of them know, unless they've got something that they think is.
Yeah.
But a lot of times I'll just walk up and I'll just be like, I'll give you $2 for the whole, because they got them in them big boxes. Instead of 25
How
cents.
you think I come across all the shit that I come across?
Right, exactly like you do.
I wanted that, and
do
I'll
it with
pay all the
records.
money, but they want everything. I don't need that. Take it all.
But I've gotten really neat stuff, like
Yeah.
from like way back in like the 40s and 50s. There was, what was it, A Night at the Races, which was, they literally had a recording set up at the starting line of the drag strip, and they were recording the test and tune, time trials, and the final runs. So it was all just the audio, but you heard the cars, you heard and you got to think, you know, when I was listening to it, I was thinking back to when it was made. Like, you didn't even really have much radio. So something like a drag race wasn't making the radio. So, like, for enthusiasts, think about, like, comic book people today and how much money they spend on a certain comic book. So,
Dude,
back in the day, for an enthusiast of drag racing, that would be something they'd want when they couldn't.
Well, it's actually what you're saying is reliving itself now on YouTube, and I listen to them all the time. There are people who just read comic books. You know, they read, and they're actually monetized to the point where they're meeting these, like, real deal. They're damn near celebrities because all they do is read comic books.
You know what? I was just talking to, someone who has a podcast in, I want to say Australia, but it might be New Zealand. It is a rather flamboyant gay gentleman who really likes my voice and my beard. But we were talking about other stuff, and he went, I was talking about wanting to get into...
It's like a chick at a bar.
I was talking about wanting to get into voiceover work, like trying to find a way to get into doing stuff in, like, you know, whatever, ads or... And he goes, do you know what you need to do? And I said, what? And he goes, like, you need to do, like, audiobooks, but only, like for kink and BDSM, like, romance novels. You'd make a killing. I was like, holy shit. It's a good idea.
Can you imagine
I'd have just go to the
Jared
flea market.
reading
Listen,
lesbian porn?
Listen, I realized where he was coming from, but I was like,
Rub that snatch on me.
if I just went to the flea market and
Scissor me, bitch, scissor me.
and bought a bunch of Fabio books. Remember back in the day, like,
Yeah,
when we
they
were
still
kids,
sell them. They still, and now it's
all
50
those
Shades
steamy
of Grey and
romance
shit
novels,
like that.
the covers all had, like, painted pictures of Fabio. If I just got those and read those on YouTube and started a channel.
See, I totally think it'd be better if you got, like, the gay, like, lesbian porn and read that.
Why not do multiples? Like, why is it only got to be one?
I'm
Read
just saying,
everything.
I think your best one, if you read a lesbian book that was from the perspective of a lesbian, just the way you would read whatever the fuck. Yo, can you imagine that? That'd be fucking great. Rub that fucking snatch on me. Yeah, let me lick that cunt. Smack my titties around. Grab the dildo. Put it in my ass. Put it in my... But in Jared's voice. In Jared's voice. These are women
Guys,
talking.
I literally think we just figured something out that we need to...
That you need to do.
I'm about it. Fuck.
Well, I got a team to do production. That's the whole point. Like,
I
I'll
actually
do the
got a
reading,
dude
but-
that'll storyboard it for us. Hey, I'm about it. Shit, I was thinking
I
about
got
fucking
you on
doing...
the. Yes, Daddy, I like it when you
Nope,
hurt
nope.
me like that.
Nope.
This is a him thing.
Nope, this
You
got to
stay
be...
out of this.
It's a story
Oh, no,
about
we'll have
women,
other- we'll have-
but guys
we
usually
will
being
have
the
other
women's
stuff.
Oh, all
pussies.
right, cool,
I
cool, all
can't
right.
hear my mama say none of that.
Then
Oh,
don't-
no, 'cause we're
then
gonna
you
have
better
your
get
mom
some beer and
doing
blood
gay
going
porn.
home
You don't want to
tonight.
hear your mama say that, but you're
Yeah,
okay with
yeah,
your
because
daddy
we're gonna
saying
do
it.
like,
What the
you know, we'll
fuck?
find gay books, you know, men gay books, and your mom and my daughter will fucking read them.
I know he doesn't.
But bro, I got no problems reading the gay books either. Like, I don't care. Like,
No, but that's the whole, like, the twist of it, though. Can you
I get
imagine
that too,
Joyce
but
saying,
I'm also thinking, like,
let me lube up that big cock and stick it in my ass while I'm jacking my cock off. But she's saying it in her sweet little voice. Let me lube this
yeah,
up.
but listen, then here's a whole
See
market.
the
It's
look
so
on his
big.
face?
Then-
He'd hate it so much, but he would listen to every
Listen,
fucking
but
like,
here's
episode.
a whole market. No, you record me reading the book, You read the book, she reads the book.
Your
It's
big
marketed
cock
to all
is so
like
big,
as
it
many
doesn't fit in my
different.
hand.
There's so many different kinks and so many different types of people
Yeah, I get what you're saying. There.
that why should it only be one way? Like
I get it.
we literally ought to produce these series. We literally need to produce these series.
It'd be like, what were they called back in the day? The Harlequin books? Do you remember those?
I don't remember those.
Those were like the
Yeah, me
cheap
either.
fucking romance novels that like.
Oh yeah. I think they
it
might
was
have been
like
called
the
that.
cheap. It was the cheap fucking Fabio books.
Right.
They were made by Harlequin because my mom used to get them.
Right. Yeah.
But
my mom was actually never into. So my mom never had those romance things. Like she wasn't into that. But I knew about them because of like aunts had them and shit like that. But
I will tell you this: you want to get because some of them
My mom
quiet
was into
girls who
soap
read all
operas,
the
though,
time,
bro.
they're kind of prudish sometimes. You want a fucking quiet girl like that? Throw her some of that reading porn, because chicks ain't like dudes. Dudes, I mean, there's a lot of dudes that can read stuff and get aroused, but we're more visual and touch, physical. Chicks, they start
Correct.
reading that fucking crazy shit, and it could be the most foulest, like gang bang shit. They read it though. They won't watch that shit, but they'll read it and then want to fuck your brains out.
right.
You're right.
And
You're
Like
right.
when 50 Shades of Grey came out, that was the most pussy I ever got from my ex.
over the years, from both
then Starfish.
males and females, I have been told that with what I can do with my voice, I think that maybe if I read all that stuff for different markets, being straight, I do not care about reading gay porn book for a gay porn audience. It does not bother me.
I don't understand why people like I've done some wild. I'm straight and I've
Now,
done
wait a
some
second.
wild shit.
That's not going to
with,
make me want to go like I'm not. That
I think the
I
only
can
thing
read the
that
book
ever
and not
made
wanna
me
go
uncomfortable
participate in the
is,
lifestyle,
I
like-
was like 2 inches away from a tranny's dick.
I'll read gangbang books, but like
That kind of bothered me.
shit from the past might be the past, but like as you change, like
This was a few months ago.
there's shit I'm not. There's shit I wouldn't be in. There's still shit. There's shit I've done in my past I wouldn't be into now, but I'd still read about it. There's shit I've never done that I'd read about that I'd still never do.
Oh yeah,
Like, who gives a shit?
How do you know if you like it? You got to try it at least twice. Because the first time you never like it the way you're supposed to.
Wait a second, though. It's and some things, honestly, too. Some things should just be left to fantasy. Have your fun with it
You're
in fantasy
right.
land.
That I will agree on. Because there's some shit that I tried that was like, oh, dude, I want to try. Oh, this was terrible.
There's some
This
that I was
terrible.
let down by, and there's some that was devastating. Like it never should have been
the
done.
no teeth
It
blowjob
should've-
is the worst.
it should've just
fucking
stayed-
yuck in the.
It should have just stayed fantasy and played games with it. And you know what? People need to learn those lines too. There's nothing wrong with having
Something made them teeth fall out,
fantasy
people.
and play games and keeping it
Those
in that
things get dick
aspect
in there.
and it never crossing that and that being okay. And there's stuff you want to do and you do, but like
It's like Twizzlers look like they can fit in buttholes.
you don't have to do everything that sounds like fun.
Did you do that, Mark?
No.
All right.
No, that like I said, I tried some crazy shit, and there's just some shit I just don't like. Everybody's like, "Oh, you'll like a finger in your ass." No, I had a fucking bitch with ghetto fingernails try to slice my asshole. No,
Right, but
that
if you
ruined
had
it.
some- if you
and
had-
then I
if-
had another girl try it too. It just wasn't my thing.
Okay.
But I am jealous because I do hear all these motherfuckers. You hit a certain spot in your ass,
The prostate, bro.
Yeah. Well, you know what? I done been fucking wrist deep in my own ass, and I ain't found that. And ain't nothing else ever going up my ass.
Let me ask you this. Here's how I'm going to portray it.
That's shitty.
You remember Legend
Yeah.
of Hey, bro, you remember Legend of Zelda?
Yes.
Okay. So, do you remember, like seriously, when that game first came out, the first one, the original Legend of
I
Zelda,
remember. I got it pictured in my head.
every
Nintendo.
fucking boss level, that game was very difficult for its day and age. Do you remember the feeling when you fucking completed the whole thing? Like, it did the whole fucking meltdown and you beat the entire game? The first run through, do you remember that?
No, and I'm gonna tell you why I don't remember it. Because I didn't beat it because it was too fucking hard. Just like trying to find my prostate, I gave the fuck up.
Yeah, that must be what it was. Because then, like, what happened was when you beat it and you thought you were gonna like have this magic.
If you're wrist deep in somebody's ass, especially your own, and you don't find the treasure that you're looking for, maybe you just don't have that treasure.
All I'm saying is,
Or not the right map.
you've been to the carnival. You ever played the game with the fucking the sledgehammer and the bell? And you know how that game's rigged? They can control the air pressure. You ever been able to fucking like catch them off guard when they're doing their banner, and then you get them talking and you swing it at the right time and they can't get to the pedal and they can't stop it and it dings. You know that feeling when you beat them?
Yeah.
Nobody else really like around you knows. Like it's not like you're not like.
It's
but
like
you know
making
that
a
feeling
lesbian say
inside.
she loves cock.
Yep.
Now that's a feeling right there.
Like
that's ego.
all I'm
right
gonna
there.
say is,
Wait, what?
at some point, like
I get
I
you what
think
you're
I
saying.
went
I guess
deaf.
it's a big.
I think I went deaf, and then all of a sudden I started hearing Dreamweaver. You know that song?
Dreamweaver.
And then the next thing I know, I was convulsing in a good way.
Yeah, see, I ain't got that. You know what I got? I got like real fucking slimy shits from the lube that I used. So, you know, just like the DMT, I'm part of that 11% that it just don't work with.
I still have never tried, and I'm still waiting.
I'm jealous.
You're
as
supposed
fuck.
to. You've been supposing to do a lab test with me, and I'm still waiting.
Next time it comes around, pretty much it'll be my gift to you because it don't do dick for me.
That's fine. You're there as the control. You're there to video. You're there to guide. You're there to poke and prod.
But you are absolutely right on the odds of shit because for years and years and years, like I even stopped taking them because they never did it really anything for me. Mushrooms never did dick for me. And then out of nowhere, what was it, last year? Year before? Whatever. No, it wasn't last year. Last year was fucked up. But I ate some
Shannon
fucking
said
mushrooms that
happened
actually
yesterday.
fucking worked. I was very surprised. You know, I kept some of them bitches. I still got them hidden in a jar, you know, put away. But they were good mushrooms. So you get them few, but there's a lot of people.
Yeah,
well, I don't know if
happened to
there's a
them?
lot of people, but there's a selection of people that the shit just don't fucking work. Like I've tried, like what is that, Molly? It's supposed to make you real horny and shit. Nope, don't do that for me. I've tried regular ecstasy.
Right.
It didn't do shit for me. I was very I took more than you were supposed to just because maybe
But you know what? Like seriously, I did, and listen, we're free. We're a free for all on this show. There's still there's still like trusted sources and not trusted sources. You know, I'm not going to go looking for stuff just in some alleyway, but through a very trusted source, you know, and somebody who's experienced with it, I got some ecstasy, and even was like, okay, never done this before, want to make sure, you know, safety, like, you know, trying to be legit about it. Like, I think things are okay to experiment with as long as you're being responsible.
Right.
So, you know, even like looking things up and trying to research like dosages and this and that, and took all that into advice and took a dose, and then even went like on that went, you know, I'm a bigger guy, plus even though I'm not used to this, like
yeah, it did.
with
maybe
other
I'm
stuff,
just too big. My metabolism isn't. Maybe I
I
need
didn't question
another
metabolism, but like my history shows, even though things I may not partake of now, that back in the day,
Shit hits us different.
even getting into it, I had a higher tolerance than most. So still not going fucking like Chris Farley fucking crazy. Like still even took just a little more in that initial dose, and still had some in reserve. I never and I think most of it was psychological. I think it's like, have you ever gotten acid that just, it wasn't like strychnine, rat poison, bad acid poison you, but it just wasn't like
I had some
good.
Bad, and I had real good,
but I'm
clean
saying
shit,
it just
yeah.
wasn't. It just wasn't like good acid. Like you
There's
kept,
a difference. You can tell
you'd feel
good,
it. You'd
clean
feel it.
acid.
Like you'd feel it. You'd be like, I felt it drop, but you know how like it drops and then it peaks. Like this stuff made me, and it could have been psychological, but I always felt like I was just 10 more minutes away from it hitting. You know what I mean? Like, I felt like I was in this pre-build up.
I was pissed.
No, not with acid. I meant with that ecstasy.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
I felt
I
like
didn't
I was
get
in
that.
this, like, okay, I think I'm starting to feel something, and in just a couple minutes it's going to hit. But it never did, and that was all night, and all I was just, like, up waiting for that.
It wasn't even
all night.
chasing the dragon.
Now-
It was waiting for the dragon.
Right? Now, maybe to other people, the drug reacts different, and so I've never tried it again. Like, I was also
Well,
not,
see, I'll go to
but I was
different
also not
sources.
willing. I was also
and
not
I
willing
tried it
to.
from two different people.
I
and
was
it
also
just-
not willing to take more in one dose
different.
than I took at that time. Like,
Well, no,
since
there
it's
was one
nuts.
time that I just said, "Fuck it, I'm gonna get fucked up. I need to get fucked up." I got like 10 of these, and nothing, dude, nothing. Like, and then like from a totally different place, a while like later, I took like 3 or 4 they were just given to me. Nothing. I'm like, I'm supposed to be horny or at least awake.
I kept looking for even the smallest signs of like the euphoria.
But again,
or
like,
the,
you know,
the,
you guys see how much Jack Daniels I drink, like it's water.
but like,
But if I have one martini,
damn, I want some good
I got a
acid
buzz.
right now.
if I have 2 martinis, I'm drunk. If I have 3 martinis, I am fucked up. 5 martinis, I am butt naked running down the fucking street and telling my dog I have a better relationship with her than my own kids. But now in 5 martinis, there's less than
That's
5 shots of vodka. There is a little bit of vermouth in there, which isn't a real strong wine.
No.
And there is olive juice
Wine.
in it. There's olive juice in it.
You know what though, bro? Seriously, that's how I get when I drink fucking Alabama Slammers.
I ain't had one of them since I was a kid.
Dude,
Well,
remember
they used to be in
we
the
were talking
test
about
tubes.
we were talking about drilling earlier. I went to a Christmas party, a holiday party for a drilling company, and all the fucking roughnecks and drillers were making fun of me leading up to it because they're like, "It's open bar. I bet you're gonna be sitting there drinking them little girly drinks, them fruity Alabama Slammers you like." And I went, "All right, dickweed, have a seat." This was the owner's son. Have a seat. We're gonna go drink for drink on these Alabama Slammers. He goes, "Oh man," I said, "If you're a man, you can handle them,
Yeah, they're bitch drinks. What do you
right?"
know?
Right.
I goaded him into so first one goes down.
Dude, I've made those at the bar. Like, whoa.
First one goes down.
That shit is not a bitch drink.
I look at him and I go, like Kool-Aid, ain't it? And that's why I like them because they're fucking heavy as shit, but it's like drinking Kool-Aid. And he's like, "Yep." Second one goes down. Third one goes down. He goes, "I'll be right back." I said, "Really?" He goes, "No, I just got to pee." And made
Oh
a
my
joke
God,
about made a joke about breaking the seal, whatever. And he's like, "Yeah, whatever." He goes, "I'll be right back." And he goes, "When I get back, I want number 4 down here." I said, "You got it, no problem." He pushes the bar stool out. He goes, stands up, and he goes, "Whoa!" And he gets into the hunch with his hands on the bar, and he goes, "I'm gonna wait a minute." And I went, "Yeah, no problem. Hey, you're back, right? Bartender number 4. He was like, I said, "Well, I'm gonna wait a minute." And I went, "Oh, it's a bitch girly drink, huh?"
Oh.
So I drank 2 more while he was waiting a minute. But yeah, I like to get people on those Alabama
How old
Slammers.
how old was this gentleman?
Oh, had to be like
That was Ricky Schulte's.
late 20s, early 30s. I'd have
All
picked
right.
him.
He was about. He was 24, 25.
This is something that
He was a
the
couple years out
youngins
of
should
college.
listen to, and it makes
And
it
but
hilarious
wait, at
because
that
the
time
dude
I
was
was-
younger.
Oh, damn.
Now, mind you, my daughter Maria, you guys all know Maria.
We were about the same age because that was Schulte's, and that was right after Noodle was born.
You can reminisce
That was
later.
He's just
Yeah,
trying to
you
put
got-
together time
So,
frame. And
You got 5 minutes.
23. Him and I were about the same age, but his experience was college drinking up to then.
All right,
And
so we
my
got 5
experience
minutes.
was
I'm gonna put my
roughneck
story
drinking
out
up
there
to
because
then.
it's
Quick,
almost
quick.
the same, but only I drank real drinks. I had Maria's.
Yeah, go Alabama Slammer.
Like I used to fucking go hang out with Maria's ex-boyfriend's
punish
dad. You know, like his wife. My dad used to fuck his wife back in the day before that became his. You know, they got married or whatever, and you know, our families knew each other quite well. So
biblically.
Yeah, pretty
And
much.
physically.
So, I used to drink with his mom. I used to drink with his dad or whatever. So Jesse tells Maria, like, tell your dad I want to hang out with him. This, that. No, Jesse, you don't want to hang out with me. Oh, yeah, I could drink with you. I drink with my dad, Rick. Well, yeah, I drink with your dad, Rick, too, and he drinks Miller High Life. I drink Jack Daniels. I chase my pop with Jack Daniels. Oh, I could drink with you. Okay. So one night I'm at the bar, I'm at the Central, I'm shooting pool. Jesse comes in. And I told Maria, I was like, look, you know you're going to have issues tonight. No, Dad, he can handle it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
So I took for granted, like, when I go to a bar and get my drinks, my drinks are like triples or quadruples of Jack Daniels on ice. That's just a drink to me. I drink it like it's water, it's just cold water. If I want to have a flavor or whatever, I'll get a glass of pop separately. But pretty much I'm chasing my pop with my fucking Jack. So this kid thinks he can keep up with me. I'm shooting pool. I'm already about three glasses of Jack in. So I got a decent buzz started. What are you drinking? Because he called me Dad. What are you drinking, Dad? Jesse, really?
Not yet.
Oh, I could drink with you. I could drink. Okay. So I get him my drink. To me, that's a shot. To him, that's 4 fucking shots.
I know you and I.
So, yeah. Jared ran down that road with me one night. So, after our third drink, just like...
Was that the black bar?
No. After the third drink, it was essential. Jesse says... I can't even say he said anything, because I didn't hear him say anything. The barmaid said he was going to the bathroom, which I don't know why he had to tell the barmaid that. But he said...
in case he didn't come back.
As he was walking towards the bathroom, he said,
Everybody has
order
that
another
feeling.
shot.
Better let somebody know.
So,
Right.
this must just be a drunk thing. So, Jesse disappears for a good... Like, I totally forgot he was even there. He was gone for over an hour. Like, I had a buzz. Fuck, that he didn't ride with me. Shit, his house is 2 fucking streets over. He could walk. So, the barmaid comes over to me and says, Mark, I think you need to go check on your son-in-law. He's in the bathroom. Now, in this bathroom, there was a urinal and a toilet and a sink. No chair. No, nothing else. Somehow, this kid got a chair inside the bathroom, passed out, damn near head in the toilet.
Damn.
So, not to embarrass him or anything, because I know the ego is kind of fragile that young. I saw him. I walked back out. I yelled at Jess! So, he gets up and comes out. Now this kid waddles to the bar to his last drink. Because he didn't even finish it. And by that time, I already knew to get a hold of my daughter to come and get his ass. Moral of the story is don't go drinking with Dad. But now, he went home. And the highlights that I got was, one, he was butt naked, dick down in the grass in the backyard. Another one where he was butt naked, doggy style, like jailhouse style, on the edge of the bed with his face inside of a fucking trash can, puking. My daughter was like, you are never taking him. Now, the bad thing is Maria sits and drinks with me. My daughter will drink with me. My daughter drinks Jack. My daughter drinks fucking Henny and Crown, that nasty shit, too.
Whoa.
Gross. But, I mean, almost the same type of deal. If a motherfucker, especially like the Alabama Slammers, I got hammered. I used to drink them all the time. Those are the sex on the beaches. But if you don't know what's in there and you don't know the combinations,
Right.
that
They'll trick you.
yeah,
Listen.
yeah.
When you're not used to being a drinker. But, like, that was the time frame
I done
when,
got
like,
more fucked up
like,
on them girly drinks than ever on. Like when me and you had the margaritas. Remember the frozen margaritas? Jared and I fucking drank, what was it, like 2-3 pitchers of fucking margaritas. Had a great buzz, went and hammered. Now I went back to that place a week later, and I drank margaritas in a different way. Same place, same shit, just in a... What were we drinking? Frozen, right?
No, we were drinking on the rocks.
We were drinking on the
got
rock.
Frozen.
I got the frozen. Talk about being fucking like, and this is daytime. This is like 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm at home acting a fool. I can't fucking make it to my bathroom.
I think
I'm all, yeah. It was
two of
just,
my favorite memories.
Jenga.
No, I don't remember that.
Yeah, that was
My first one though is my daughter brought this boy into the bar, and the boy was trying to be. He was trying to be badass. He was trying to like be a man in front of me. This 21-year-old fucking boy,
shit.
and looked at me and was like, because they were talking about he was gonna do shots, and he looked at me and was like, bartender's choice. And I was like, oh, baby, you dead. You're now fucking dead. He did shot after shot of every fucking different kind of liquor I could fucking imagine. And was puking his brains out. And I was laughing my ass off like little boy.
This shot is called "You're Not Fucking My Daughter Tonight."
Here, little boy, let me teach you a lesson.
This
Little
shot
boy.
right here is Nate in jail.
This one, right? Like, oh, really? Like, at one point, Sarah looked at me and was like, Mom, stop. And I'm like,
I'm glad you got to handle the easy ones.
He said.
I'm the one that had to go get the fucking jumper cables and the duct tape and the super glue.
Anyways,
You're
then
the
my
one that gets the
second.
soup.
Okay, so are we still live?
Yes, for the next couple of minutes, and then we gotta wrap this
Real
shit up.
quick.
No, you got like 2 minutes.
Oh, can I tell a story about illegal drugs, or is that not okay online?
No.
On there.
No, we're gonna let that go right there.
All right, we're done with that then. Because I don't do
I'm
those.
gonna
Those
let
are
you
bad.
know the pussy drink that gets me, besides fucking martinis, because martinis is a little bit stronger, but Washington apples. Whoo! Man, some Washington apples will fuck you up.
I hate
Especially
when
made in
people
the
order
hood.
that shit.
All right, with that being
I was
said,
always like, what the fuck is in a goddamn Washington motherfucking apple? I never could
your
remember.
mouth.
Fucking bullshit.
All right, so
Here's some crown apple. Shut up.
good looking out to all our new listeners,
Grenadine.
all our new followers. Shut up! Let me
No!
finish this shit up.
I don't. Shut up.
All my haters, you know I love you. I love you. If you just thinking about hating on me and you're not quite sure if you really want to, here's a fuck you, hate on me, because y'all think about me more than anybody else. Y'all make me famous, so feel free to hate on me. Shout out to the Little Yellow Bus. Shout out to the Eargasm crew. Shout out to Don Cody, all the local bands. Shout out to John Dante. Check him out. You know, you might be able to get one of them albums. That's cool as fuck, even if it's nostalgia. You know, check out the fucking the Stay at Home Comedy Show coming up Friday. And we got 50.9, Area 50.9 show after that. Saturday, there's the Random Tandem show. Big Stiz is going to be on that with the Eargasm guys. And
No one's told me what it's about.
that's the Comic-Con thing.
Oh, that's right, the
yeah.
Comic-Con one. Okay.
And then
I'm sorry,
Saturday
that's right.
morning, they got the One Joke at the Time that goes on there. So, and did I give a shout out to the bus? I gave a shout out to Cody. Yeah, so, yeah, and if I forgot any fucking buddy, get your lazy ass, you know, clicking. You know, if you can't click over on Facebook and just look through our shit, we got everybody we love, and y'all need to love too on that shit. So, we out.
Good night, y'all.
Peace out.
Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io. freebeats.io. Get this beat untagged for free at freebeats.io.